standing in foot deep water. My dad's got the P1000, wielding it like a weapon, and he's looking for the lighthouse. Look at him standing out there in the abyss, trying to get a shot of that lighthouse. My dad just got pretty excited because he saw some buildings that appeared to be just missing behind curvature. I was just the other day looking at video, and you have to understand that the bottoms of the buildings a lot of times are mirroring.
It's fucking obvious.
He's very convinced.
The curvature is way in front of the buildings.
Okay,
You can see it.
I'll have to see. We're out here again. It's been almost a year since the last lighthouse observation. We are back to perform the observations now with the P1000. So we'll see what we see. I have to say this, it's so much more hot, humid, and muggy than it was last December. Last December we came out here, it was cool, it was crisp, it wasn't that humid. So I mean, the temperatures are totally different. So I have two predictions. If there isn't a lot of atmospheric distortion caused by the humidity and the heat today, then I expect we'll be able to see really low around the base of that lighthouse. We may even be able to see that seawall. So if we can see the seawall, we're pretty much seeing everything. Where on the other hand, my other prediction is if it's really hot and really humid, then it could create a sort of mirroring, inverted reflection phenomenon. So let's do this. Okay, so we may be facing a bit of an issue here. So last time we came out here, I think we were much further away from where the trees end. And the problem is that the tide, I think, might be a little bit higher today. So we were much further last time, I think, in that direction. Hang on. What's up? My dad just told me to come over. What's up? Oh wow, look at that.
What's that?
Well, be careful, friend. Make sure there's no bottom layer of refraction at the base that mirrors the bottom. No, it's true. It's true. I've seen that many times before. Did I just see a layer of refraction distortion? I don't know.
No, you know, you're seeing the freaking curvature of the earth blocking the freaking building.
Wow, we have to look at it closely because it's hard to distinguish the mirrored distortion layer from the rest of the building. That looks like, I think I saw some refraction there. I think there's a layer of distortion creating an artificial sense of blockage. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. My dad's like, come on. We may not be able to see the lighthouse from where we are now because that green patch is in the way. So we might have to try to go over this little bit of water. And maybe if we stand over there, we'll be able to see it. So let's do that. Man, we might be screwed out here today, guys. Look at this. There's nothing else. I mean, there's a little island over there, which is just ridiculous. I'm not taking the P1000 over that much water. We got a dead fish here. Bait. This is so risky, bro. This is so risky. Hang on to that P1000. So we can see more buildings now, obviously. I can't believe we're taking the P1000 over ocean water like this. I am genuinely nervous. Where the hell is the lighthouse? Holy shit, my dad has gone crazy. Look at him. Standing out there in the abyss, trying to get a shot of that lighthouse. This is what it's come to. Cutting my feet on these damn rocks. Okay. Caught up to my dad now. And he believes we should be able to see it now. But maybe it just disappeared completely. Maybe they took it down so I don't prove the shape of the earth. Look at that P1000, man. I think my dad's having fun with this freaking thing. All right, guys, so I'm gonna attempt to take a look here and see what I can see. Boy, oh boy, does it look like it's just hidden behind curvature.
That fucking lighthouse. Where?
I don't know.
The lighthouse should be like.
Can you identify those landmarks, like all the way on the right? Do you think that's Miami Beach, probably?
I don't know anymore. I know that's the Port of Miami over there because you can see the cranes.
Yeah. I just spotted mirroring, guys. Look at that. That has to be mirroring. Yep. That is mirroring, ladies and gentlemen. That is an inverted reflection of the things on the horizon. Yep, absolutely, I just spotted it. On one object, I just spotted it. So your apparent horizon could be a mirrored reflection of the base. Yeah. Wait till you see the evidence in post. You'll see. You'll see. I've seen it a billion times in these videos. Those are Miami Beach buildings.
Where?
On the left. But my dad thinks the lighthouse should already be visible.
It should be the buildings, all those buildings to the right.
Yeah.
It should be there.
In the buildings to the right?
Yeah, all the way to the right. It should be there, I'm thinking. Because of our angle that we're looking at.
Found it.
It's probably so low on the horizon. It's just a little tip, you see, right?
Oh, it ain't a little tip, I'll tell you that. Well, I think I found it. It's so shaky. It's so shaky, it's a little hard to tell. But
Okay, so let's go back to the tripod.
I think you're right.
Let's go back to the tripod.
Okay, so we are back and we are now much closer and we have much more stable grounding to set up the tripod, so let's do that. Okay guys, as you can see, we now have the tripod set up and we believe we've located the lighthouse. So let's go ahead and zoom in. Okay, so as you guys can see in the footage, we found something, but is it the lighthouse?
There's the antenna.
There's an antenna to the left of the lighthouse that I really don't remember seeing. And we think this could be the lighthouse, but I don't know. Last year there was a line of trees along the base of the lighthouse that we could see with a supposedly less powerful pair of binoculars. But we don't see those anymore, and it could be that maybe they're obscured by
the horizon.
Some refraction band on the horizon.
Get out of the camera. Zoom in.
Okay, we're back in auto mode, and
okay, but zoom in so we can see what's that back there.
let me loosen this now.
Yeah.
Right.
Look for a little short. That thing,
Yeah.
I think that might be it. It's just shorter because it's not a focus. Yeah, that's the top. That's just the top.
Okay, so we think that
That's it.
we think we may have found the lighthouse now, and it wasn't what we were looking at before.
That's it right there.
My dad thinks he's found it, and
You can only see the top of it. There's less refraction today, so everything is hitting more. I mean, everything's hitting behind the curve. That's the top of the lighthouse only.
so my dad is saying that this is the top of the lighthouse. And and you know what's crazy is that could be 77 feet. So here we are on Google Maps. Our location was right near Black Point Park and Marina. The location we were looking at, including the lighthouse, was kind of near Key Biscayne. As you can see, it is approximately a total distance of 13.8 miles. They have an Earth curvature calculator. So you go ahead and you type in the distance in miles and the viewer height in feet. It automatically tells you how much of the objects you see in the distance would have to be obscured over the curvature of the horizon. If you ignore refraction, 77.78 feet, almost 80 feet would be obscured behind the Earth's curvature horizon.
You only see a little bit of the white and most of the black. Oh, all of the black.
That looks like the wide top part where people go up and stand.
Yeah.
That could be 77 feet.
Oh, yeah.
If that's the lighthouse, and it kind of looks like it. The question is, what the hell was the other thing we were looking at?
Another antenna?
Signpost or some shit?
It's probably an antenna with a bunch of dishes on there or something.
So that could be it. Now, here's the thing. In all my looking into this topic, I've always just heard as a default, even I think from the globe side, the hotter and the moister it is, the more distortion. You want to see it for what it is, you want to go out with the least humidity and heat. And so the question now really is, which of these two observations do we trust? Which one is the most accurate to reality? Last December, on a cool, crisp, low humidity day, calm as well, with a pair of binoculars we could see what appeared to be the entire lighthouse from top to bottom. Then, about 1 year later, on September 26, 2018, on a hot, muggy, and choppy day, about 3/4 of the lighthouse appeared to be missing. Different days, different temperatures, different conditions generated different levels of obstruction. So which atmospheric condition is most accurate to reality? Now, I have a lot of research left to do on this specific question, but for now, I'll leave you with a short clip from a popular globe believer on YouTube called Soundly, known for his Lake Pontchartrain observations that allegedly prove Earth's sphericity.
If we increase the refraction, this is what happens. You see? More refraction means make it look straighter and straighter. And this is like a ridiculous amount of refraction that will never, ever occur. Versus no refraction, which would make it even look more curved.
The first P1000 footage was shot on September 26, 2018. About 1 week later, though, on October 6th, the temperature dropped a bit, and we saw a much cooler and less humid day. So we went out with the P1000 again, zoomed in, and the shots we got were absolutely incredible. The power of the P1000 cannot be denied. 13.8 miles away, and if there'd been someone standing on the lighthouse balcony, we would have easily been able to see them. Once again, different days, different conditions, completely different observations. Which one of these is most accurate to reality? With this incredible footage in my possession, I want to take a moment to point out the utter retardation of some dumb atheist glober who made a video attempting to debunk my original lighthouse observation from December 2017. This guy was so desperately grasping for straws in an attempt to refute me that he said my December 2017 footage actually showed roughly half the lighthouse missing. Let alone the fact that you can clearly see low-level trees around the base of the lighthouse. Let's do a little comparison here, shall we? If this is roughly half missing from a 95-foot tall lighthouse, then what the hell do you call this? I'll be the first to admit that this genuinely looks like roughly more than half of a 95-foot tall lighthouse missing behind a wall of water. You also can't see the low-level trees here either, by the way. Only a desperate Globe cult member, frantically grasping for straws in an attempt to preserve his religion, would ever reach this far and suggest that roughly half of this lighthouse is missing in this image. What are we going to do about these crazy religious cult members?
Meteorologist Dave Warren here in for Craig tonight, and watching cold front. It's getting closer. There's the front. It's through the area tomorrow. We're still into the 80s though, so another warm day. But as that wind turns to the northwest, these are 50s. They don't quite make it here, but we'll see numbers into the 60s by Sunday morning.
Okay guys, it is October 28th, 2018. The temperature in Miami dropped. Cold front came through. 66 degrees right now. Cool air. Seems like pretty low humidity. Don't know how calm it is out in the ocean. Don't know the wind or anything like that. But the temperature dropped. Heading out there to the lighthouse, and we're gonna go ahead and reperform the lighthouse zoom. We're gonna reperform the lighthouse zoom from 13.8 miles away, and we're gonna see if the vastly different temperatures change what we can see. Maybe we'll get something similar to last December. So we're gonna find out. Let's do it. And so I eagerly sped off to the observation point, truly convinced I was finally going to be able to recapture my stunning December 2017 binocular shots. But to my surprise, despite very cold weather for Miami and much lower humidity, not only was there massive amounts of mirroring, but I couldn't even see the lighthouse. And so what followed throughout the week of October 28th through November 4th, 2018, was a daily trip out to the observation point, capturing drastically different results each day I was out there. By Wednesday, I captured unique conditions with minimal mirroring and what appeared to be the most amount of the lighthouse I'd captured so far with the P1000. Without a doubt, much more of the lighthouse was visible than earlier shots, though not by much, and certainly still within the 77 feet that the official Glober curvature calculators say should be hidden. I also noticed another interesting phenomenon. The balconies on this building here display very different sizes depending on how low they are. The balconies near the top are much wider, yet closer to the apparent horizon, they become gradually increasingly compressed to the point where they are nothing more than thin, almost indistinguishable slivers. If on a globe, distant buildings are supposed to disappear bottom up, then could it be that this compression effect, whatever's causing it, is actually the cause of the apparent bottom-up disappearance of distant objects? Different days would result in different amounts of the building visible. Some days you could only see 6 floors, other days as much as 9. The importance of this compression question would not become fully apparent until a couple days later on Friday, November 2nd, when, upon zooming in, I set my eyes upon an incredible sight. It seemed as if the entire lighthouse was visible, including the low-level trees around its base. And although a photographic comparison might make it seem as if a great deal of the lighthouse is still missing behind curvature, I also captured footage of the balcony building on this day. Not only could you see trees around its base, but you could also see more floors than before, including some that were clearly hidden behind these low-level trees. Given the obvious amounts of compression taking place, it's safe to say that on this day, the entire building was visible above the horizon line, save for what was hidden behind the low-level trees. And so now, if the compression that affected the balcony building is also affecting the lighthouse, then it's entirely possible that most or even all of the lighthouse is visible here. But since the bottom portion seems to exponentially compress, it's not accurate to compare the proportion of the top of the lighthouse with the bottom portion. In other words, the top of the lighthouse is not as compressed as the bottom, so trying to compare the size of the top with the rest may not be accurate. For example, take a look at how many different floor balconies fit in this tiny compressed area. You can fit about 4 of these compressed balconies inside the space of the top balcony. This means that what constitutes your standard 10-foot tall story floor up here is actually about 4 floors or 40 feet down here. So even though it looks like the proportions of these two lighthouses are not consistent, and that one could argue a massive amount is missing from the bottom, if there's compression involved, then the bottom portion that seems to be missing, comparatively proportional to the top, is actually very much visible. It's just compressed. One of Aristotle's 4 major proofs that we live on a sphere is that ships disappear bottom up as they sail into the horizon. But if there's one thing I've learned using the P1000 to make these observations, is that the horizon is full of so many effects and phenomena that relying on eyesight alone may not be as conclusive as we've all thought. My journey with the P1000 and these lighthouse observations has only just begun. Where do we live? What do we live on? And will we ever get conclusive scientific proof? Well, for now, all I can say is to be continued. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support more of my work, you can make a donation using the link in the description box below.